All right, welcome everybody to our latest Live Motocross podcast. As I'm joined by former star racer Jackson Richardson again, who keeps bringing the heat with the social banter of late, but he's been a bit busy. But we're back on now. But we're going to chat all things AMA Pro Motocross ahead of the finale, and maybe a bit of SMX as well, a bit of Aussie Pro MX. There's been a lot going on since we last spoke. But before we get Jats on, we'd obviously like to thank the sponsors in Fly Racing, Firepower, Dirt Store, and Fuchs Silkaleen for all their incredible support. As without them, none would be possible. All right, welcome, Jats, mate. It's been a busy time moving into the new house, keeping the golf game going. It's all happening on your end, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we've had a big. It's probably like it's been a couple of weeks since we've been on, but yeah, the last week has just been hectic. Spent between work and moving stuff into the new house because I had to get it done before the weekend to make sure I was still going to make the golf comp. Had the 2-day comp on the weekend. The game did not quite go to plan, but it was okay because I just resorted back to blaming that I was moving houses, so I wasn't able to focus on my game. Just too much outside noise. That's what I ended up blaming in the end. But no, it's good. It's good to be moved in, and can finally just chill out for a bit, eh?
Yeah, mate, it's good time, and obviously they had the Loretta's break for a little bit there, and obviously you were all hands on deck getting sorted as well, mate. But it's been a pretty interesting last couple of weeks in Pro Motocross. Obviously, Jett Lawrence wrapping up the title, absolutely immaculate effort again, wasn't it, mate? You know, he sort of running out of words of praise for him. He's just got the title again. That's his fifth 450 championship already. Crazy that, you know, you look back and he had that injury and he didn't really have much recovery time at all, and he did all that hard yards to get back, and then to do what he's done is nothing short of impressive, mate. Even with that penalty, didn't let that deter him from the previous week. So, yeah, pretty impressive effort, mate. He's just a legend, isn't he? And you're looking to cap it off this weekend at Buds, SMX, and at the Motocross of Nations going back to back with Australia. Still a busy time, but he's got that main Pro Motocross title in the books, which is nothing short of impressive.
Oh man, I mean it's pretty remarkable. I mean, not only just wrapping up another championship, but yeah, like at the start of the year when he did the ACL, you'd think it was going to be a stretch for him to just get back for round one at Fox Raceway, and let alone that, but to be up to speed, because we were all talking about how this has been the most stacked 450 field in the Nationals in a long time. So he was going to have his work cut out for him, but I mean, just from the go, just came out, went 1-1, and has just been so consistent throughout the season, never faltered. And all the other guys he was up against, seasoned vets, Sextons, Tomax, all those guys have just not been able to hang on to him throughout the season. They've all just faltered. So yeah, I mean, massive congrats to him and the team. Just well deserved. And then he's coming in with a head of steam for SMX now. Got the playoffs and then MX Nations, and I could not be more amped for the Aussie team for the Nations this year. All the boys are humming. Team's been selected. All boys are absolutely humming at the moment. So I am chomping at the bit to see that.
Oh, mate, it's looking good. Obviously, all three in the top 10 in the 450 class. That's pretty much sums it up, mate. That Aussie team's looking really good. With Webster, obviously, after that bit of a tough one at Ironman, coming off, wrapping up the MX1 title in Australia, going back to back. So, middle of winter here, coming into the brutal summer over there, mate. Webster can be forgiven for that one. But yeah, he certainly bounced back in fine form at Unadilla, didn't he, mate? And obviously, Hunter Lawrence, just the ultimate consistent professional, just gets the job done, shows up, no excuses, just keeps hauling, mate. And he's been keeping everyone honest, including his brother. So just your words on Hunter and Webster, mate. They're definitely flying the flag for the Aussies and themselves, eh?
Yeah, I mean, the boys have just been, doing, they both had an unreal year. I mean, Hunter especially, had a pretty strong, start to his 450 career last year, and then he's just gone to another level this year. I mean, apart from Jett, he's been the next best guy now, and he's just been consistent all season. Hasn't really particularly had one bad race, really. He's just been ultra consistent. And he's been right there. He's been the closest guy really lately to be giving Jett a run. And then also, with the way Kyle's been going too, I mean, wrapping up the championship here, I mean, unfortunately, we saw what happened to Jed beaten like towards the end of that season. That was a bit of a bummer. We would have really liked to see him in there and see that go down to the wire. But yeah, Kyle's been looking good. I mean, struggled at Ironman. I mean, yeah, apparently the heat just really got to those guys. And I mean, it's tough too because Ironman's notoriously known for getting like real hot and humid. And then I imagine they would have flown in that week because the Nationals had just finished. So they would have had to have flown in. Like, you're not only flying over to America, but then you're flying over to the East Coast. So you're going to have you're going to have basically 24 hours of travel. And that just ruins anyone because you can't hydrate the way you want to and that sort of thing. You're adjusting to time differences. So, like, really, when you think about it, it'd be a tall order to go out there and do 35-minute motos back to back, like in that condition. But this weekend was a good rebound for it. Went 8-9. That's really where I was expecting him to be, like in this field where it is at the moment. I feel like he can run up there with those guys and challenge for top fives. And so yeah, because him and Conley are going to be doing buds. Are they? They're going to do that round, yeah. So I'm keen to see where they go with this one again. You know, getting a couple races under the belt, getting used to the conditions, getting used to the tracks. Because, yeah, like it's just such a massive adjustment. The setup they'd be running over here would be a fair bit different over there. You'd be running I would imagine, a stiffer setup because the tracks over here aren't really as high speed and they don't get as rough. So, yeah, you're going to be behind the eight ball a little bit, but those guys are hanging in there. Conley's doing a good job as well, stepping up into that 250 class over there because, I mean, those guys just, the pace and the intensity they run at is absurd. Like, it is 110% from gate drop to checking flag. So it'd be a little bit of an eye-opener for him, but yeah, you know what? He's taking his licks. He's getting amongst it with them. So I'm keen to see him like out there again this week and see how he turns up.
Yeah, mate, it's awesome to see him out there and having a crack for sure, and yeah, testing himself. So that's what they want to do. And obviously, Brody Connolly, all the signs are pointing towards it. He'll be there stateside full time next year, so it's a good little precursor to that, mate. And obviously, you've raced these tracks, mate. Give us a bit of a rundown on your memories of Unadilla. Obviously, the roost is brutal, but it's a pretty cool setting, that track. Obviously, something a bit different. It was pretty wild on the weekend too, mate. Lots of big ruts. The jump faces were looking pretty sketchy. Lots of big moments. But yeah, Liam Owens, mate, he's keen. He wants to go there. That
Yeah.
was one of the tracks he was wanting to race. But yeah, just give us your take on Unadilla first. And if you want to chat Budds Creek too, some memories of that too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, to start off with Unadilla, I mean, I know we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago with Liam on here, and that was the track he was looking forward to getting over and doing the most. And I just could not believe that that's the track he would want to pick for that one because the roost there is by far the worst I've ever had to deal with. And I mean, the track itself is awesome. It's a good layout. I like the features that it has. It's got the sky shot. It's got the screw U-turn, like all really cool. But the roost is just like on steroids over there. Oh, like I can't even explain it enough. Like it's just absolutely brutal. And yeah, like the way they prepare that track, it gets like super rutted. And like it got gnarly. Like the jumps had ruts in the faces, so you got to worry about G'ing out on the takeoff ramps, the pegs digging in, stuff like that. You've seen it happen so many times there over the years. Like it is just a gnarly freaking track, but yeah, it's definitely good to watch. It's provided some good racing over the years, but I definitely still wouldn't put it up there in my favorite. It might be if I had to rank the AMA tracks that are like the AMA Pro Motocross tracks that I've got to race over the years, that one's probably at the bottom at this point. Yeah, for sure. But Budds Creek, I had good experiences at Budds Creek. I had a couple of good runs there over the years, but yeah, like the times I was there, it was freaking scorching hot, and it sits in the whole track is like in a valley, and then the heat just sits in there. It's like an oven. Yeah, it's just not fun at all. And like you end up leaving that place with some serious jock rot. So the track layout itself is sick, but the conditions that I've had to race there over the years, not so fun.
Yeah, it's interesting. You see, some of the blokes these days, they're coming back to get those SMX points, obviously like Cole Davies, just to make sure they're in that cutoff spot. So that's added a little bit of a layer and probably good for the Pro Motocross series. Like you see Shane McElrath coming back. You see guys like Gio and Coulis and Shock in the 450 class battling for those top 20 spots, mate. So that's, I guess, good for the series and good for the fans to have the riders coming around. I guess, back in your day, you would have liked some SMX, especially for the cash. It would have kept you pushing on, no doubt.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it would have been cool to have that sort of championship back in the day for sure. Yeah, because like you had to compete in like a bunch of races during the year. Because like some guys are Supercross only, but are coming back to do a few races in the outdoors just to make sure they're gonna make the cutoff for those three races. And like we've seen, the prize money's good, so that always does well for a couple of privateers. I mean, just every rider in general. I mean, I know the factory guys make good money, but those guys should be on like a lot better salaries than like what they currently are. Like, and I'm talking Jett Lawrence, those guys included. Like, these guys should be well compensated for what they got to do and the risk that they take each and every weekend. So yeah, it's good to see that, and like good to see the privateer guys that scrape into the playoffs are able to walk away with a decent amount of cash. So yeah, it's good to see. I would have loved to have had that back when I was racing over there. I thought it would be really cool.
Yeah, it adds another layer of sort of excitement and entertainment for the fans. Obviously, the other side of the coin is there too much racing, a lot of chat about that. There's guys coming back, but there's also guys exiting the series with various health issues and just getting jaded. And it's a long series, and the travel gets pretty hectic to some of those places, depending on where you're from as well, mate. So it all takes it out of you. So you're looking at someone like Justin Cooper's done the whole season. He's definitely feeling it. He's said it, in the post-race comments and all sorts of things, mate. But it's no mean feat getting through 31 rounds, isn't it?
Oh man, like you mentioned Justin Cooper there. I think it was like I listened to a bit of Alden Baker's chat on the Pulver Max podcast, and currently I believe it's Malcolm Stewart and Justin Cooper are the only racers in the 450 class that have lined up for every single race so far. So 17 rounds of Supercross, and we're going to be going into the 11th round of outdoors. Like they're the only two guys to do it. Like that's just it's like yeah, and there's way too many races. Like I mean, everyone knows it. All the riders know it. All the teams know it. Like they've got to get together with, MX Sports and the Feld, like the organizers. They got to come to some sort of middle ground here, because not only is it obviously hard for the riders, like it's hard on the teams as well. These guys are on the road for weeks on end, just like flying out every single weekend. Like it's tough on these guys. It's a brutal season. Like how many is there in the year? There's like 30, 31,
Long.
31. 31 weeks of racing during a year. That is stupid. Where you got like some of the biggest sports in the world, like they have like 20, 25 weeks max in a season. Like and the sports I'm talking about aren't as high risk as what motocross is. Like it's just it's a risky sport. Like there's always a chance of injury. I mean, we all know it. It's what we sign up for when we get into it. But yeah, they got to come to some sort of understanding between them, like the teams, riders, and like they got to get together with the organizers at some point and figure something out. Because like we see, like we've had guys out for. Like some guys haven't even been able to line up for any races this year. I mean, it's just unfortunately this year probably more than any. I mean, 2012 is the last year I can remember a year like this where a lot of the big name riders were out for majority of the year. So it's tough, and like who knows? It could just be a one-off year of something like that, but But the way it's going like now, like the bikes are getting faster, the riders are getting quicker, like the risk level is just so much higher than what it has been in the past. So yeah, I don't know. Do I have a solution? No, I don't. I don't know what the solution is. You could do less races probably, but yeah, then you got to keep your audience and stuff. There's a lot to think about. I mean, I'm just some schmo here that used to do it, so yeah, I got no idea. I mean, I love watching it as much as the next guy, but I also love seeing the best guys out there each and every week. So I don't know. They got to figure something out there.
Yeah, mate, it's definitely an interesting discussion to be had. Obviously, the TV, the promoters, they all want their events and their cut. So
Mm.
someone's going to lose out. No one wants to lose out, especially when there's money on the line. And it's interesting you see guys that are obviously doing really well, like your Plessingers and your Sextons. They're kind of sitting out when they
Mm.
may be potentially able to race, but that's just you just got to look after yourself as well at some point. Like Sexton and AP had some serious runs put together of back-to-back races before they had their issues, so you can see why they're doing it as well. But would love your take on the Sexton situation too. That was crazy last week, wasn't it, mate? That was a bizarre crash, massive hit. Looked like on the way to another victory, mate. He was looking really good, challenging Jett, looked up for the fight, but yeah, huge spill that one, mate. Out until SMX, I guess he'll be a massive threat there as well. And obviously, as part of that Motocross of Nations team, Sexton, Tomac, Deegan, USA, that's pretty formidable. But yeah, your take on Sexton and Team USA and just how that implicates with him?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for Chase, it's been a it's been a brutal year for Chase. I mean, getting second in the Supercross Championship is obviously like something you can hang your hat on, but like, fortunately for him, he probably cost himself that championship with some of the mistakes that he made throughout that season, and then coming into motocross and first round goes down, bangs himself up, he's out for a couple of rounds, and then yeah, that was a really weird wreck. I've watched it a couple of times, and it just looked like the bike, because it had braking bumps going up the out ramp. Sometimes you can catch a bad hop, and the rear tire misses, and so you end up in an air wheelie off that thing. And yeah, like it just got away from him. But yeah, it was weird how like the was it the throttle housing that broke or a clutch let go or something? Did they say
They
like
said
what?
it was debris that got stuck.
Oh yeah, I mean, very bizarre situation. Yeah, because it didn't look like that big of a wreck where you go, damn, that might have damaged a bit of stuff on the bike, but it did. So yeah, and then I guess if you're at this point, like you're probably a little banged up. Could you race? Probably, but like at this point, and I mean, I don't blame. It's like, well, I'm not in the championship hunt now. Like we've only got, well, that weekend you had 2 rounds to go. It's like I may as well just save myself, come back for the playoffs, and put all my energy towards getting it done in the playoffs and getting the SMX playoff championship. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, mate. It's certainly going to be a big storyline, all those heavy hitters back for SMX. It's going to be great, mate. And obviously, your take on the Prado situation had a little bit of a good one at Ironman there. People were like, yeah, we might be back in business here, build a bit of confidence, build a bit of momentum, get some comfort. There was a lot of good takeaways from that race, but it sort of came crashing down again at Unadilla. Definitely not the weekend he wanted, mate. First moto was a cracking start and just faded back. He
Mm.
must be getting pretty frustrated, mate. The momentum's definitely not in his favour, and a lot of rumours talking about his future, but we'll just have to wait and see on those. But see how he goes at SMX. He still hasn't committed to the nations fully for Spain, so the season of sort of woes continues for Prado, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this season, I mean, I knew he was gonna struggle like from the start of the season, but I figured he was gonna catch on eventually and make some serious headway, especially in outdoors. Like outdoors being his forte, he hasn't done too much Supercross, but yeah, this has just gone completely sideways. Like over the last couple of weeks, and like yeah, like you said, like had a good run at Ironman, and you thought, oh, here we go, I think he's starting to find it, and then they go into Unadilla, which usually over the years the Europeans seem to do pretty well at that track. That track kind of is the most similar to a European style layout. Like when Europeans come over here, that's usually the track that they prefer, really. That's usually a layout that they're familiar with. But it just did not go to plan for him whatsoever. I mean, he faded bad in those motos, and now, I mean, and I got the writing's got to be on the wall that he's out of there at this point, because it just doesn't seem like he's got any go in him now. Like, he obviously hates that bike, because it's just it hasn't made. If anything, he's gone more backwards since the start of the season, in my opinion. So I dare say we probably will see him on a different coloured motorcycle next year.
Yeah, possibly. At the moment, he's sitting sixth in the standings, over 220 points behind Jett, mate. So it's definitely a big gap, and you definitely no one would have had that on the cards heading in, mate. But we just hope that he stays and just works it out eventually, because he's too good a rider to be back there. He's definitely above that, Those guys like Gio were never beating him in the GPs, and now they're beating him regularly. So it's quite bizarre to see, mate. But we'll just wait and see on that. And obviously on to the 250s, mate. We've got to talk Shimoda. Ben Griffiths obviously getting the job done, mate. Crushed it by 40 seconds in that first moto. Was absolutely on rails, Joe. There had that early race intensity like Roxon, Jett Lawrence style, didn't he, mate? But that track definitely suits his style. Technical, precise, got great line selection and awareness. He's really good when the track's at its worst too, isn't he, Joe? So a track like Unadilla, when it's pretty hard from the off, really was in his wheelhouse, mate. But he showed a lot of patience in that second moto. Didn't need to sort of go all out because he had it covered, didn't he? Had that speed in reserve when he needed it. But what a performance by Joe. He's definitely been one of the highlights of the motocross season. And he started the supercross season well until that unfortunate hand injury. But Benny and Joe, dynamic duo, tearing it up again, mate.
Oh, man. Yeah, I just couldn't be more happier for the boy Benny Griffith and Joe getting it done on the weekend, especially like when the championship was on the line. He had to go 1-1 to at least give himself a mathematical shot at being in there for the last round. So it was just a absolute clinical weekend for him. Yeah, he just, like you said, his style really suits that track. The way he really navigated around it was like just phenomenal. And like, who knows, Deegan could have possibly just been playing it safe. Like, we'll just get to the last round. Like, hey, we don't have it today. Like, let's just ring it in for second, put together a solid weekend next weekend, and try bring home the championship. But Joe is. I mean, I feel like this is what we were going to see during that Supercross run after the first round win, and then unfortunately breaking his hand, and that really brought things to a halt for a bit because he was riding with two broken fingers really for multiple rounds. So he just never got up to speed, and that really threw things out of whack. But I think he's got back to where he was at the start of the year now. I mean, he's riding with confidence, and he's just looking good on the bike. They really got that thing dialed in. So I mean, hey, it's a long way off, like a long shot for a championship, but hey, anything can happen. Like, there's been some crazy shit happen over the years, so who knows? Who knows at this point? Who knows what could happen? But it'll be tough for him. But he did what he had to do to keep it alive, so hats off to him.
Yeah, mate. And Deegan didn't really have anything for him, which is not often you say that in that 250 class, mate. He's usually got something up his sleeve for those lads. But he was no match, and he was very complimentary to Joe as well, which was good to see. And it's pretty exciting that obviously Deegan's announced that 450 step for outdoors next year. So cool announcement there, mate. But exciting to see what he can do. Obviously, to finish the season in 250s, then nations, and then eventually that 450 step. He's going to be up for a bit of a rude awakening, maybe fighting Jett at the off, but he should get to a level at some point, maybe in a couple of years, you'd imagine, wouldn't you? Because he's a grinder and he wants it pretty bad, doesn't he?
Oh, big time. Yeah, no, it was cool that they announced that. Yeah, that he'll be going to 450 next year. So that'll be exciting times. Yeah, because him and Jett square it off together. That's just going to be box office. So. Yeah, I think everyone will be excited to see how that shapes out. So, and I'm interested to see how he goes on the 450, like to see if his style I know it suits the 250 right now, but will it translate over to the 450, or if he's going to have to make adjustments to like be able to suit riding a 450 for 20 minutes in Supercross? Because yeah, I mean, like he's probably got the fitness for it, but yeah, is it going to translate over? Who knows? So I'm just excited to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be good, mate. And obviously, as we get towards the end, mate, any other topics you want to hit up? RJ Hampshire's impressive first 450 outdoors podium
Yes,
the weekend before. He was good last weekend too, mate, but he's been
yes.
excellent. He's really loving that 450. You got to love the commitment, the belief in himself. He's just gives it his all as well, mate. And obviously,
Mm.
Tomac had a bit of a weird one the week before, but yeah, back on the podium, mate. That's kind of where he is. He had a lot of kind words to say for the Lawrence brothers. You know, they're just riding on another level to most people this season, really made it outdoors. So yeah, just your take on RJ and Tomac, maybe, mate.
Yeah, I mean, starting off with RJ, I mean, he has just improved like so much since the start of the season. I mean, at one point it was going to be touch and go whether he was going to make round one because of his wrist injury. But he's made it in. He's just been steadily improving. Like he's still had the RJ Hampshire moments where he gives it a little too much and ends up on the ground. But for the most part, he has just been solid throughout the season. Then getting the podium at Ironman, that was cool to see. And then was running really good on the weekend. And then had a tip over in the first moto, I think it was, when he was in a podium position. And then, yeah. But it's just been solid from him all season. And then just taking that momentum into the playoffs. Like, that'll be big. And then it'll be big for next year as well when he goes full time Supercross on the 450. So that's going to be cool to see. And then, yeah, Tomac, I mean, that weekend at Ironman, that was a bizarre one, especially starting up front. And when was the last time you seen Tomac start up front and fade back to sixth in a pro motocross race? I can't remember the last time I've seen that happen. So, yeah, it's just been a real weird outdoor season for him. And then brought it back, had a consistent 3-3 result on the weekend, but just really didn't have anything for Hunter and Jett. So yeah, I don't really know what the go is there. Whether he's just sort of half checked out now that the championship's over, just focusing more towards the SMX playoffs. So I mean, we'll see. He's obviously still got it in him. I mean, he's been able to win a moto here and there, and like be in the fight for an overall, but just hasn't been able to sustain it really. So yeah, we'll see what happens when the playoffs comes around. But yeah, been a weird season for old Tomac.
Yeah, mate. I think he was unwell at Ironman, but they kept that one under wraps. Obviously, they didn't want the competitors knowing that he wasn't up to scratch, mate, which is a bit of a frustrating thing. Wouldn't have been too happy if you were a better and put some money on him, but yeah, that's sort of the way it goes with some of those things, mate. Anyway, what's your preview and predictions of Budds Creek, mate? Just had a look at the weather. It's looking like it could be 25 degrees and a bit of cloud and mainly sunny. So that should be good for the Aussie lad, Kyle Webster. And obviously Brody Connolly, the Kiwi as well, racing from Australia, mate. So yeah, just your take on some preview predictions, what to look out for, all that from Budds.
Oh man, Buds. I mean, I tell you what, conditions sound pretty good. I mean, my predictions for Bud, I mean, I could probably see Shimoda going maybe 1-1 again. I reckon he'll get the overall. Deegan he'll be on the box, whether it's second or third. I reckon for this one, probably Vial. I'll go Vial for second overall. He's been riding really good lately. And then Deegan for third, but obviously wrapping up a championship. 450, I mean, it's just going to be the same old song and dance. Just Jett Hunter 1-2, probably Tomac third. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give this one to RJ. RJ Hampshire third for the last year. He's going to finish with 2 podiums on the season, 2 overall podiums. So, yeah, that'll be it. But I will throw in there Brody Conley, top 15. Kyle Webster, top 7.
Oh, I like it, mate. Should be pretty solid.
Webster, top 7. Put my house on it.
The new house.
New house, put it on it.
Oh, that's great, mate. And obviously, from your end, what's up for the rest of the week and the weekend? Obviously, moto watching, but also some golfing in there, mate. Some final adjusting of the house, no doubt, mate. Pretty busy, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we're playing on Sunday up here. And I said, because, well, literally, like pretty much the last 3 weeks, I've just been going nonstop with like working and then moving stuff out to the house and just doing like all that all afternoon. So I said this weekend, Saturday, told the missus, I am not lifting a fucking finger. I am going to park myself on the couch and just park myself in front of the TV and just potter around the house all day. Got to practice the swing a little bit because, yeah, you know what, you got to get that in. But I'm like, I am not moving one box. I'm not cleaning one dish. It's just going to be me and the couch having a day. The only work I may do is if my new TV rolls up, then I'm hooking that up.
Oh, sounds good, mate. You certainly deserve it, mate. Deserve a bit of a Jats day. But it's been good to catch up with you again, mate. We'll get these podcasts firing up again as the season draws to a close. But it sort of doesn't really with the Aussie stuff and all that, mate. There's plenty more content on the way. World Supercross.
No rest this moto season. It just keeps going. It's endless.
Oh, mate. It's relentless all the way to December, have a month off, and then it's A1. We'll be rolling around before we know it. But yeah, thanks again for joining us, mate. Big shout out to the fans. Big shout out to Fly Racing, Firepower, Dirt Store, and Fuchs Silkland for making this possible with all their incredible support. So cheers again, mate. All the best for the week ahead, and we'll catch up next week.
Oh, yeah, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
No worries, mate.